Welcome back to Booze on the Rocks. My name is David Edwards, and today we are going to use these to make an eggnog. But first, this. So let's get into the history of the eggnog. Now, the eggnog has been around a lot longer than refrigeration. In fact, the first drinkers of the mixture of milk, eggs, sugar, and cream enjoyed it hot. And maybe that's where the idea of adding alcohol came from. Nobody could quite stomach the idea of drinking the concoction without getting hammered. Now, most historians agree that eggnog originated from an early medieval drink called a posset. Now, that drink was made with hot milk that was curdled with wine or ale and flavored with spices. And it originally was a wintertime drink for the British aristocracy. It continued to be served hot for many years, and I've found references to hot eggnog in newspaper articles going back as far as 1818. Now, eggnog did come across the pond in the 1700s, and the American colonies of the time were full of farms. And no surprise, they had chickens, cows, and cheap rum, of course. When the cheap rum was reduced as a consequence of the American Revolutionary War, Americans turned to domestic whiskey and eventually bourbon as a substitute. And in some places of the colonies where even bourbon was too expensive, homemade moonshine spirits were added. Now, it seems no one would drink this without some kind of booze. And by the time we get to the 1800s, several generations have grown up drinking eggnog. And it had gone from a wintertime drink to a treat that was part of the Christmas tradition, especially in North America. And records show us that the first president, George Washington, served an eggnog-like drink to visitors, which included rye whiskey, rum, and sherry. There was even an eggnog riot at the West Point Military Academy in December 24th and 25th of 1826. You're right, an eggnog riot. Go figure, huh? Now, this came about when the superintendent banned alcohol from the premises. And apparently this was because the cadets would bring massive amounts of whiskey onto the school grounds. And during Christmas, they'd mix up their version of an eggnog and all hell would break loose. No surprises there, Military Academy. But in 1862, the first cocktail book was printed called Jerry Thomas Bartender's Guide, How to Mix Drinks, or the Bon Vivant's Companion. In it, he had a recipe for an eggnog. And that's what we're gonna make. We're gonna make this eggnog, but we're gonna pare it down to a one-person serving. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need is, of course, our mixing glass, all right? And we're gonna use our bar spoon, and we need 2 bar spoons of sugar because we want this to be sweet. Now, the next thing you need, of course, is about 1 ounce of water. And you're gonna do this to help you dissolve the it's sugar. I know what it is. I can't speak. I can't English apparently. But you want to try and dissolve this a little bit, okay? And now the good thing about this, that'll come down. You don't want it too granulated. But the next thing we're going to use for this is we need 2 ounces of brandy or cognac, because we're going to do this in this way. And I'm using, of course, the St. Remy XO brandy here. And this is a pretty good French brandy. And of course, we need a dark rum for this. Now, your dark rum of choice will be up to you. I'm going to use Bacardi's Oak Heart spiced rum, and that'll give me some more of a spiced flavor. I debated something kind of like a, where'd it go? The Gosling's 151, but this is already going to be enough booze in here that I don't want to fall over after having the first one. So we're going to have 1 ounce of the spiced rum here. And already it's looking pretty good, the nice color that we kind of want. Eggs. We're going to use a full egg specifically on this. And of course, milk. No eggnog is good without milk or cream. Now, I'm going to use milk, and this is how you can tell I'm in Canada and I live in Ontario. Bagged milk, for all of you who don't live in this area, it's baffling. I know, it's kind of a thing. We need 3 ounces or into our drink here, okay? Put this back here so it's out of the way. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some ice. And we're gonna shake the crap out of this. So. Now on average, for most of these drinks, most drinks you'd shake for a good 15 or 20 seconds. But for this drink, you wanna shake it really hard because you really wanna break it up. So we're gonna shake this for a good 20 seconds. And you really gotta put some effort into this one. And apparently my seal is not quite as good as it should be. I'm gonna have to clean my bar up really good after this. Oh, look at this. This is looking good. Now I'm just gonna strain this with using my Hawthorne strainer. That's actually quite the workout. I'm breathing heavy. Look at this. That has a gorgeous, creamy consistency. Boy, but I'm not done yet. Okay, we're gonna garnish this with a little bit of fresh nutmeg. And now you could garnish it with cinnamon if you want, or anything else, but this will give us those great little odors of the fresh nutmeg spices. Always do it fresh too while you're at it, because you get a much better odor, flavoring when it's added to this. Let me try this. Damn, that's good. I love Christmas. Eggnog is awesome. I'm gonna put the ingredients in the description down below. If this is your first time at this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. If you didn't like this video and you didn't find it entertaining by watching me have a heart attack here trying to shake a drink, hit the thumbs down button twice. And we'll see you next time. All right, let's get into the eggnog.